You didn't even like horror movies that much. But this year, you needed to go all out. Your group chat had been popping off about Halloween plans for weeks, theme, horror icons. Laura snagged Freddy, Malcolm claimed Ghostface, even Hannah, who gets nauseous watching Stranger Things, had called dibs on Carrie. You were late to the thread, everything was taken. So you typed "I'll go as Samara," not really thinking. The little girl from The Ring. Stringy black hair, pale skin, tattered white gown. It felt lazy, almost too quiet a choice. But at least no one had picked her. Then Laura replied, "Oh damn, that's actually creepy AF. Now, you just needed the right costume." Amazon was a joke, all polyester wigs and sexy ghost girl knockoffs. Thrift stores had nothing. You were about to give up when you spotted it. A tiny brick shop you'd never noticed before. No sign, no lights, just a buzzing neon open sign barely clinging to life. Inside, you found shelves of taxidermy, VHS tapes, dusty typewriters, wax dolls with cracked faces. It smelled like mildew and static. You weren't sure what drew you to the back, but something pulled at you, like invisible thread tugging your wrist. There it was, draped over an old TV set that flickered weakly with gray and black snow. The Samara costume. Long white dress, stained yellow at the hem, and a tangled black wig of real hair, impossibly fine. On the TV screen, something shifted, like a shadow behind the static. "Perfect," you whispered. You didn't see the old man behind the counter, not until you turned around and he was there. "That one," he rasped. "Yeah, how much?" He just tilted his head. "It's been waiting." You laughed awkwardly. "Okay, creepy." He handed you the dress. "No charge." "But..." He waved you off. "It always finds a wearer." Halloween night, you stepped into the dress. It clung to your skin instantly, cold, damp even. The wig took a little effort, tight, as if your skull had to make room for it. Your face was barely visible beneath the hanging strands of hair. Your skin looked grayish. Perfect, you thought before you left your house. At the party, people stared. They told you you'd won the night. Creepiest costume, most accurate. You stayed in the character, silent, swaying slightly in place, letting the hair obscure your face. Something about the way you moved felt right, like remembering steps to a dance you'd never been taught. Malcolm tried to joke with you. You just tilted your head. He backed away. Something was off. The dress was starting to itch. Not the kind of itch you can scratch, deeper. Beneath the skin, like it was unraveling you from the inside out. You stumbled home alone, dress wet from mist. The wig clung to your face like seaweed. The next morning, you woke in the costume. You didn't remember falling asleep in it. You didn't remember sleeping at all. In horror, you realize the wig wouldn't come off. You pulled, yanked, nothing. It felt stitched to your scalp. The dress wouldn't unbutton, wouldn't tear. The seams had vanished. You started to panic. Your skin felt rubbery, cold, and your voice, when you screamed, sounded far away. The TV in your room turned on by itself. Just static. And then a flicker of a well. A circular stone pit in the center of a forest. You unplugged it. Day 2. You didn't eat. You couldn't. Every time you opened your mouth, the taste of dirt filled your throat. You tried pulling the costume off again, but your fingers felt numb, like they didn't belong to you. The TV was on again. Day 4. You didn't go outside in days. The only time you looked in the mirror was to confirm what you feared. Your face had grown longer. Your eyes darker. The hair kept growing, dragging behind you like a bridal train. You tried cutting it, but the scissors broke. The TV whispered constantly now, words just out of reach. You saw flashes of things, a centipede on glass, a ladder falling, a horse's eye, a finger bending the wrong way. At night, you couldn't sleep. When you closed your eyes, you felt yourself climb. Not stairs, stones, like the inside of a well. And something above was waiting. Day 6. A friend came by, Laura. You begged her not to come in, but she insisted. God, you really haven't broken character, huh? She said with a nervous smile. Don't, you croaked. Your voice sounded like it was coming through a cassette player left in the rain. Hey, you good? She asked. You opened your mouth, and something wet dripped out. Not blood, not spit, just water. Laura screamed and backed away, slipped, hit her head on your dresser. You dropped to your knees, trying to help. But your fingers wrapped around her wrist too tightly. You could feel her heat draining away, like the girl in the tape. Day 7. You don't remember walking toward the TV. You only remember the moment your hand passed through the screen. It was cold, electric, wet. The static bled over your arms, then your shoulders, then your face. You didn't resist, you couldn't. You felt yourself fold, like a page turning backward. Your room vanished. You were somewhere wet now, cold stone beneath you. Walls slick with water and fingernail scratches. You reach up, and the stone walls echo back the sound of someone else screaming. There's no sky above you. Only static.